Hi, this is Alistair Grigg. Today we're going to do a very brief introduction to Fastman Bulk Data Manager. We're going to do a demo. Before we do that, we'll just talk a little bit about why the product exists in the first place and the sort of things you can do with it. So we all know content server is designed to process and accommodate large volumes of data, and that's a good thing, and it does it very well. But it provides limited tools to do some of the functions that you would expect it to do out of the box. Sort of things that we're talking about are the ability to import or migrate large volumes or volumes of data from file shares or other locations, whilst applying metadata, records management, retention, creating taxonomy, and so on and so forth. The second thing that you might commonly want to do is to update that data in bulk, and the content might be distributed around your system in different places, so on and so forth. You need to be able to update that quite commonly in bulk, apply different metadata, update records management retention, for example. You might also want to add versions of files at one time that come from external sources, whether they're maybe an external service provider or they're part of a migration process. People have been working on documents while you've been doing the migration. You want to apply a delta, or they might be coming from, say, for example, a cloud service like OneDrive or Dropbox or Box, or one of those systems. But you don't want to have to go click, click, click to each file and each location and apply metadata and so on and so forth. Lastly, the best thing you can do with these processes is provide that same functionality, this functionality to business users. It's their data. They know about the data. They know the content. They know the metadata that needs to be applied and so on. They don't have the technical skills. They don't need the technical skills to do that, the XML and so on with this product. And we do provide them with some smarts to, for example, validate content or data before it's imported. Last thing you want is give a tool to the end user or a business user, and they'll come back tomorrow morning and find that the hours of work they put in yesterday to get this thing set up failed on the first couple of records that went into the system. That's not going to win any friends at all. So let's jump across to a content server system and have a look at how the tool works. So we're going to start with a blank folder, and in there's no data at all, no content. And what I'll do is jump across now to Bulk Data Manager, and you can see that it's at this stage we're starting from the start. There's no function or no operation underway. What I'm going to do is select the load taxonomy process and give you a feel for the wizard that we use to help the end user or help the person using the tool to build up a job and submit the job to process. The very first thing you do is select the source. Where's the data coming from? And it's a new build, so we're going to go select folder. And I'm just going down to my file share and I'll select a folder. And under that folder there is a structure. And in that structure there are documents. There's about 110 megabytes of data here. So I just say yes, that's where it's coming from, and I'm going to include everything underneath that structure. The next thing I've got to tell it is where to put it. So I'm going to put it into the Bulk Data Manager demo folder. It's talking real time to the system. It's bringing back the structure that exists in the system, and it's also using some of the definitions I've made for this particular profile, this particular type of job that we're running. Next thing I do is say that I'm going to apply some metadata, and it'll ask me to tell it what defaults I'd like to apply to that metadata. I don't need to specify individual values for each item at this stage. I just want to be able to apply some defaults. I can fine tune these later on in the process on the next couple of steps. Next, it says, what about records management? In this particular profile, I've said I want to apply records management, so it gives me an option to apply or to select an RM classification. I'm not going to at this stage. Next, and now it comes back and it says, okay, this is what you've set up. This is the job you've created, and these are the values we're going to apply in each one of those attributes that you've selected, including the owner. I'm going to apply these people to the owner of those documents. And if I wanted to at this point, I could go through and I could make some detailed changes to individual documents. And I can cut and paste, and I can undo, and I can redo, and this sort of stuff. So it's very simple and very straightforward for the end user or for the person doing the process. And at that stage, I just say finish. And this is when it actually asks me to schedule it, yes or no. But at this point, I don't want to. I'm just going to run it straight away, immediately. And it's going to throw a couple of errors because I've got some files in there that have got file extensions that have same file name but different file extensions, and I've selected to drop the file extension in this case. So I've got 3 errors. It's taken half a second per item to load, 16 seconds, that was 110 megabytes. So that's pretty good. I'll just go back to my content server demo system, and you can see the structure has been created. If I drill down to that, you can see the breadcrumb trails being built, and you can see the content inside each of the folders. And if I look at that, each one of those documents, and look at the categories, you can see that it's added each of the categories. It's used the default attribute values that I selected, and the job is done. It's as simple as that. I hope you enjoyed that short introduction to BDM. Our contact details are shown on the screen. If you would like to contact us, please do so via the email or visit our website www.fastman.com and register a contact request. Thank you very much.